So The Sims 2 was recently re-released, and of course I had to play it, just so I could answer the question, is The Sims 2 really the best Sims game? I started my story in Pleasant View, and with a name like that, I was sure I was gonna have a fantastic time. Oh my god, we got a whole cutscene? Okay. Maybe the people were onto something. I went through the usual steps of creating a sim, choosing their facial features, picking out an outfit, assigning a star sign, and then topped it off by borrowing a last name from a different sim that I know of. And thus, Mark Craft was born. And the game crashed right away. But not to worry, I got it back and running in a couple minutes, and luckily Mark was saved. Now it was time to move into a house. But as I was about to move Mark in, I noticed something about my soon-to-be neighbors. Oh my god, is Dina here? Is Dina here? Yep, I had just so happened to pick the world that the Calientes were living in. But I'm sure they won't be trouble for me this game. So I moved in, filled my house with only the finest chicken tiles and yellow counters, and got settled. It wasn't long before the welcome wagon started rolling in and oh, look who's here! Nina Caliente. Of course, when someone like Nina walks into your home, there's only one thing for you to do. Flirt, and flirt, and flirt. And we had great chemistry. It was honestly meant to be. But before we start swooning over yet another Caliente sister, we had to get a job. And we found the perfect job, as a mail room technician. Which we, promptly resigned from after one little mistake. I quit. I quit. I full on quit. What? What? I had one bad I am not in the mood to do that right now. Don't worry though, we got a new job as a security guard. And it paid twice as much as the mailroom tech, so that job didn't deserve Mark anyway. After figuring out our job, I decided we should head out to the town and see the sights. Mark was lacking in the fun department, so I picked a game store for him to peruse. And look who's here! Nina. We spent the whole time talking and flirting, but it was getting late, and Mark was getting tired. So I decided to have him head home. Only this really weird thing happened where Mark managed to time travel back to 1 p.m. once he got home. Not entirely sure what happened there, but Mark was still tired, so bedtime at 2 p.m. it is. Wasn't it just nighttime? Why is it 1:23 p.m.? How did this happen? How did this occur? What do you mean? Wait, we were just out and it was nighttime and then we came home and now it's 1:30? How long was the trek? Now, we had gotten to know Nina pretty well at this point, so I figured that the next logical step in our relationship would be to go on a date. I thought we would actually go somewhere for the date, but apparently if you ask a sim on a date, the date just starts then and there. But it went swimmingly. We made out, I serenaded her, we cuddled under the stars, the whole shebang. Well, not the whole shebang, if you know what I mean. But it was still a dream date, and the next morning, Nina surprised Mark by dropping off a beautiful bouquet of roses. Dear Mark, I never knew two Sims like us could share such happy hours. Each lovely second's memory smells sweeter than these flowers. Mortimer Goth spotted doing something questionable. He was then seen verbally and physically assaulting his neighbors for spying on him. Weirdo. With Nina and Mark's relationship getting pretty serious, I decided it was time for them to take the jump and move in with one another. And this was the worst decision I could have ever made. Now, when I had first seen the Caliente name on the home screen, I thought, maybe there's a chance it was just Nina. But when I was prompted with the ability to move Sims into my household, I discovered that yes, Dina Caliente is in fact in the game too. And who would I be if I didn't at least try to talk to her? I mean, it's Dina, can you blame me? We have such a strong history together, and sure, it was filled with mostly downs, but I can't deny it. I needed to see her, and so I bought Mark a car, in hopes that it would give me more freedom to roam the world map, in hopes that maybe I could go see Dina. But when given the option to have an alarm installed in the car, I decided that would be a smart thing to do, and went ahead and did that. Now listen, I'm new to The Sims 2. I honestly don't know if I've ever played it before, and if I have, I was like 5. So I didn't know that there was a designated driveway that you had to have in order to park your car. So when Mark left to get the alarm installed, he couldn't come back. I set up the proper driveway, I waited a while, I canceled the task, but he was gone. I'm gonna give it some time. He's gone. I thought, well, this is the end of the playthrough. We only spent a couple hours here, but I guess it just wasn't meant to be. Maybe this was my punishment for trying to have Mark talk to Dina, even though we had just spent ages talking with her sister. I sat and watched as Mark's needs slowly drained. Snow piled up outside his house along with rotting newspapers. He missed work. The phone wouldn't stop ringing. No doubt Nina trying to find where her boyfriend had went off to. I was just waiting for the notification that Mark had passed, when a very lovely chatter informed me that I should try moving him out of the household and moving him back in. Yes, all of the furniture would be sold, leaving us with practically nothing after having to move back in, but it worked. Mark was back, and he was safe and sound. His needs no longer drained. Now, because we re-moved into our house, there was a second welcome wagon that came with it. And boy, oh boy, were we in for a surprise, when none other than Dina Caliente herself showed up on Mark's doorstep. Oh no, she's hot. And we had terrible chemistry, but that can't stop me. So I kept trying to talk to her and get to know her. Mark doesn't know what he wants. I know what Mark wants. I brought Mark into this world and I can take him out of it. I mean, hey, even if she doesn't like me, I think it's important to get to know my maybe, possibly future wife's sister, you know? Family or whatever. So yeah, it didn't go well with Dina at first. So I pulled the trigger and had Mark propose to Nina. We went to a quiet little park surrounded by beautiful white snow that was illuminated under the moonlight, and Mark popped the question. Oh my god, it's a whole thing! Why did they get rid of this? And the cutscene was fantastic. So much better than the newer Sims games where not much really happens. And so there it was. Nina and Mark were engaged to be wed. Also the next day there was a penguin in my front yard and I could pet them. Sims, why have I not seen this in The Sims 4, huh? Anyway, with a ring on her finger, it was finally time to have Nina and her 49,000 simoleons move in with Mark. And of course, Dina moved in too. Gotta stay close to family, right? Yes. I want your sister to live with us, Nina. For no reason other than I think it's important to keep family close. Nina. So, with Nina and Mark living under the same roof now, one thing led to another, and boy oh boy did I not expect this. Why did they get rid of this? It is not that passionate in The Sims 4.
Jamie.
Ah.
What? Yeah, I'm not sure why they got rid of that cutscene. It was quite the experience. Anyway, the issue with Mark's house quickly arose when I realized that there was only one bedroom. Now that Dina was also living with them, there would either need to be more room or Mark and Nina would never get any privacy. Wink, wink. So we set off to find a new house. And we found one that was a little over budget. But it was perfect and had so much room for Mark, Nina, and Dina, and even room for the family to grow. So I did what any Sims player would do. I brought out the mother lode. As we settled into the new house, I immediately started setting up for Mark and Nina's wedding. We got the cake, the food, the altar, some seating, and it was time to have the wedding. That wasn't until I noticed something about Nina and Dina's relationships. I'm sorry, wait. Don Lothario? Hey, Nina? Nina? Going steady. Wait, are we not even a couple? Nina? Dina! Mortimer Goth? Hold on. First of all, relax. We have great chemistry together. Wait, but Don is also... Wait, but Nina likes Don too. So despite the fat rock that Mark had put on her finger, Mark and Nina were never officially going out. And she was in love with Don Lothario. And so was Dina. And also Mortimer Goth was a part of this somehow. I don't know. I just ended up ignoring all of that. Honestly, I didn't even know what I could do about it. It would have been so messy. But in my confusion and haste to get Mark to be the center of attention in Nina's world, I accidentally had them elope. Wait! Knock it off! Get married there! Which is not what I wanted. I had been spoiled with the previous cutscenes, and I wanted my perfect white wedding. But to see Mark and Nina just elope with no one around, in their casual clothes after I had just spent so much money, not that that really mattered, on wedding decorations, I crashed out. I built this whole house. There's no way I can not save. Did they just get married and they're married now? And oh my god. This game is killing me. I don't know why I ever decided to entertain these two sisters again. I don't know why I ever decided that I needed to get involved with these sisters again. Who are you? I had let the Calientes get under my skin, and I was sick of it. I argued with Nina, but it wasn't enough. I needed to just start over. I needed to start fresh. And I had the perfect someone that I could do that with. Someone who I've been thinking about ever since I moved into Pleasant View, ever since the welcome wagon came, the one that I truly wanted to be with, the one that I needed, the one that was already living in my house. Dina. How could I be so blind? Of course it was Dina. It's always been Dina. So I began the process of starting over, which of course begins with building a swimming pool. Nina climbed in without a second thought and, uh-oh, all of a sudden the ladder was gone. Whatever will she do? Mark and Dina were still in the house, blissfully unaware of the wife and sister who was outside, her needs slowly draining. Even then, they tucked away in the bathrooms, secretly getting to know each other better. Their connection grew, their chemistry blossomed, they flirted, they did more than flirt, and just for the drama, they decided to finally step outside, showcase to Nina the love that had formed between the two of them, right as Nina slipped under. Hey Nina, how does this make you feel? Oh! It was just enough to tip her over the edge. Oh no. Oh no, Nina died. No. No. Oh, who could have seen it coming? Oh no. What's up? Yeah, so that was kind of dark. Honestly didn't expect Mark and Dina to be making out right in front of Nina as she died, but the drama. Whew. Grim came and Mark and Dina were left with an empty pool and Nina's gravestone. So of course, with Nina finally completely out of the way, Mark and Dina got right down to business. Now, you know. Okay, Dina. Whoa! Man, the woo-hooing back then was crazy. Oh. What did I walk into? You know, don't worry about it. Quickly, Mark took Nina's old ring. She wasn't using it anymore anyway, and gave it to Dina.
Oh, Father Silo.
We finally had the wedding of our dreams, filled with guests and food and bubbles. See, now this is what I was expecting.
Again.
Oh, Val.
Aww. Yeah, Troy, come blow some bubbles. Oh my god, we're having such a good time. What a party. It was only logical to escalate the relationship even further and try for a baby. Which didn't work at first, but we got there eventually. Hey, Dina, how do we know if you know, how do we know? 'Cause we, how do we know? What if we tried, oh, I don't know. What if we tried again? And that's how you know. Now that Dina was pregnant and life was going well, we made sure to pay our respects to Nina before fully moving on and getting ready to live our new life with a baby. Yeah, you sad. No. Mortimer Goth once again caught doing whatever he was doing. He then appeared on his neighbor's doorstep and cussed him out. Cut it out, freak. Everything was going great. Mark and Dina peacefully awaited the birth of their child without any interruptions or traumatizing events. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Guys, get out of the house! Wake up! Wake up! Okay, besides maybe the fire, but besides that, everything was going beautifully. Until this weird breeze blew through the house. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? What? Nina? It was Nina. She was back. I immediately went into a panic. There was nothing I could do, no one I could call. She was just there. I don't know what to do about this. I don't know what to do about this. She's just kind of here. Damn, she's on. She is in the house. She is in the house. She's in the house. Mark, please call a service to get rid of her, please. Please, someone. I don't know who. There's gotta be someone we can call. Oh my god. I know just the guys. And then she wasn't. She vanished just as quickly as she had appeared. And you know what? I'd like to think that she was just checking in on Mark and Dina, making sure that the preparations for the baby were in order. Because even though her husband and sister ruined her life, I'd like to think that there was still some part of her that was just happy that they were happy. Just as soon as Nina left, Dina went into labor and gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. And we had the perfect name picked out for her. So, Mark, Dina, and Nina were all under the same roof once more. Mortimer Goth once again caught partaking in suspicious activity. He broke into his neighbor's home and assaulted a woman, leaving her in tears. Get a life. Mark and Dina were great parents. Minus leaving Nina on the floor a couple of times. They fed her, bathed her, changed her, played, held, and cuddled her, but most importantly, they loved her. They were such an adorable family. I just couldn't wait for Nina to grow up so we could see what features she got from Mark and Dina and what type of personality she was gonna have. That wasn't until disaster struck. Mark. Oh my god, it says the game just crashed. Oh no. Oh my god. Say it ain't so. I had lost everything. All the progress I had made since Dina was pregnant was gone. The baby's room, Mark's 3 promotions, the interactions with both Ghost and baby Nina. It was like none of it ever happened. I was devastated, and at that point, I decided to just give up. And that's the end of our Sims 2 initial playthrough. So that was The Sims 2. After that roller coaster of a first playthrough, I'm still left wondering the answer to the question, is The Sims 2 really the best Sims game? On one hand, the music and cutscenes and character interactions were truly unique, and it's sad to not see those in the newer Sims games. I can't lie though, the re-release came with a bunch of expansion packs installed, which really helps with the gameplay. But besides that, some things were just glitchy and buggy. Every time I brought up the game, my whole computer would lag. There were glitchy textures and random time jumps, and of course, numerous game crashes. But honestly, I don't think that was any fault of the game and maybe just EA. Or my system. So is The Sims 2 really the best Sims game? Maybe, but I think I'll have to play a bit more to truly find out. But for now, if you saw this, thanks. And if you didn't, that's okay too. Goodbye, everyone! Okay.